Hello and welcome to today's webinar, How to Use If Statements in Microsoft Word Templates. My name is Rob Easton. I'm one of the 6 guys named Robert here at Conga. I'm a business analyst on the new business team. There's my email address. And I decided to throw a photo in there primarily to embarrass my daughter. I also wore that floppy hat also to embarrass my daughter. And somehow I talked her into going hiking with me anyway. Here's our agenda for today. I'm going to talk a little bit about best practice for conditional operations when using Salesforce. We're going to reference some online documentation for future follow-up. We're also going to talk about how Word uses if statements. Then we'll talk about how to map Salesforce fields to the if statement in Word. And then we'll finish up with a live demo of a simple if statement and also a live demo of a more complex if statement. All right, a caveat. Putting if statements in Word may not be your best solution. In fact, our suggestion is whenever possible, make as much conditional, formulaic kinds of decision-making processes in Salesforce itself. If statements could be managed probably better in Salesforce in most cases, but sometimes for whatever reason, it's just going to be easier to put an if statement in Microsoft Word. So we found that people do that, so we're going to go ahead and document that. But we also found that a typical merge field is not the right way to do a merge field if statement. So we created this video instead. We're going to have to do a few more steps than you would with a text-based merge field. All right, let's go ahead and look at future reference documentation. If you go to our homepage, which is congasphere.com, and just type in if statement, you're going to get if fields. You're going to get this article. It's a great article. You can also see if field best practices. So this is going to tell you kind of exactly what you need to do. Steps. We're going to create a traditional merge field with a placeholder name. We're going to open that field. We're going to add merge fields to it. We're going to add conditions. We're going to add results. And then we'll be done. Okay? All right, let's talk about how Microsoft Word uses if statements. So by itself, Microsoft Word has the ability to do some conditional formatting for us. Here's the basic format that you need to think of in terms of the logic. So we'll have an if statement, and it's going to look just like this. If A equals or greater than and less than, whatever works for you. But if A equals B, then do C. Otherwise, do D. That's the syntax. We don't do commas or anything else. It's just double quotes. So you may do any number of things here. Really, the sky's the limit, but it is an on-off. If A equals B, do C or do D. There's not multiple choices here. A, B, C, D. All right, let's go ahead and actually do one of these. And so a very simple one does require us to do something more than what I just showed you. We have to use merge fields that are available here in Microsoft Word. So you'll go to Insert, go to Quick Parts, and come here to Field. Okay, we're going to go and insert just the word if in this merge field. Now I know it says merge field, and I know there's an if here, but this is the best way to do that. If you use this if statement, the if statement itself disappears from the Word document. You can't find it visually. We find that very distracting. So instead, use this process, which is what we showed you in the prior online documentation. Okay, so if, there's my if field. It does nothing, clearly, right? I'm going to go ahead and toggle this field open. So that may be a new concept for you. It's called toggle open. And really, our choice is, if you right-click, you're going to just see toggle field codes. When I toggle it open, there's our field. I'm going to go ahead and toggle it closed. Okay, those double chevrons here on both sides are a clue that this is a different kind of merge field than a text-based merge field. A better way to open and shut these field codes is using Alt F9 on your keyboard. So I'm going to hold down my Alt key, hit F9, toggle open, toggle shut. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do our process now. Again, We're going to backspace. So again, referencing that document before, we're going to say if, and I always do this. A equals B, and I just say it out loud. C, do C, otherwise do D. All right. So let's put something in here and actually make it work. Let's change A. So if A equals B, well, frankly, if A equals B, then say it worked. Otherwise say something else. The other. The else. Okay, I'm going to toggle this closed. Now, when we run this through the merge engine, Conga will automatically insert your merge fields. It's going to fire off. But right now, we're just testing out Microsoft Word alone. So we have to update the field and make it go. The else. So the else is, let's go ahead and toggle this back open and see what happened. Does A equal B? No. So instead of saying it worked, it said the else. Let's change this to A equal A. Or maybe it would even be easier to say, does 1 equal 1? All right, close, Alt F9. Now it says the else again, but I know I've got to update this field. Let's run it again. Does 1 equal 1? Yes. All right. Let's toggle our field codes open again. Now we can say if 1 is 1 greater than 0, always greater than 0. Alt F9. Go ahead and click update to make sure we got the latest version. Yes, it worked. All right. Now let's transition to what you're going to be doing with Salesforce. Let's toggle this open. You're going to do something different. You're going to do something like, if my opportunity stage field equals 1, I'm going to say, hey, thank you. If it doesn't say that, maybe I'll say something else like invoice pending. All right. Now, I don't have a merge field yet. I haven't actually inserted one. So if I execute this field right now, what's going to happen is you'll see the words invoice pending, because I'm going to change that to equals, because opportunity stage does not equal 1. It's not actually that. So what we're thinking of in terms of using this for Salesforce is that this value will be passed over from Salesforce as the actual value of that field. And your stage is going to be any number of things. It could be proposal, it could be lost, it could be whatever. But if it's anything but 1, you'll see invoice pending. All right? So this is another one of those things that probably looks a lot better when we run an actual process. All right. Let's bring over a live demo. All right, so for this demo, I decided to try to get this down to something that makes a little more sense to us. We're going to launch this Conga link here. And what we're looking for in this Conga link is we're sending an invoice. And we may or may not give this customer free shipping. So what we've decided is if your deal is big enough, you're going to get free shipping. So I'm going to manually have a field here that I've just created. It's called Big Deal Threshold. And I'm going to decide as a user what that threshold is. So we might have a policy that says anything over $3,000 is the big deal threshold. So if my opportunity dollar figure, the sum of these products, is more than $3,000, the customer is going to get free shipping. So before I launch it, let's talk about what that looks like. Here's the document. Here's our invoice, and it's our template. It's a basic template. You see our logo. But here's that little if statement. Over here, we're going to bring in our products, and we're going to get a total number here. But we're going to add a little bit of text that tells them they got free shipping or they didn't get free shipping. So let's toggle this open. And now that it's open, you kind of start to see, I see what this is doing for us. If, and here's my double quotes, if this opportunity underscore amount, that's a standard field, is greater than the big deal threshold, remember that's this one right here, then I want you to do something for me. I want you to show, congratulations, your deal is so big that it qualifies for free shipping. Please use this offer code when submitting your payment. All right, so that's if it's larger. Now, in the case when it's not larger, we don't have to change our logic. We simply do nothing. You see those double quotes? Remember A equals B, then do C, otherwise do D. Here's the D part. We're going to do nothing because we don't want to tell them that they didn't qualify for free shipping. We're going to just leave it blank. All right, toggle it closed. On the template, this is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and fire it off. So in this case, again, our big deal threshold is less than, so we're going to go ahead and, no, we're going to leave it the same. We're going to make it $3,000. So we should get free shipping because the amount is over that amount of the opportunity. All right, so our Conga dialog box is now opened up. I've got that template that we just saw, big deal, with my if statement. I'm going to go ahead and merge and download. All right, here's our document. Congratulations, your deal is so big that it qualifies for free shipping. Please use offer code big deal. So you can see that it worked. The opportunity amount was greater than $3,000. The if statement fired. Great. Well, let's run it again. Let's do this again. And this time, let's say that for whatever reason, I cannot offer these people free shipping. Or maybe we changed our policy and now you got to spend more than $3,500 to get free shipping. All right, we're going to go ahead and try this again. We've raised our big deal threshold due to either policy or because we can't provide free shipping for these folks. And we are going to launch our button again. There we go, merge and download. So if everything works as expected, we should see nothing. So where that if statement was before, now there's nothing. Customer doesn't know. Here's your invoice amount. They don't know that they didn't get free shipping. Right. Hey, just as a caveat, something you kind of want to know about is that if you send this document out as Microsoft Word instead of as a PDF, it's going to look fine. However, the if statement itself still exists in the document. You can see that the document doesn't show the if statement because the if statement did exactly what we expected it to do. But if I open that up with a toggle, you can see that if 3075, so you can see the value came across of both those merge fields. So 3075 was the opportunity amount, and here's that big deal threshold. And you can see that 3075 is not greater than 3500, so it did the do nothing. But because it was merged, you can see that there's nothing here. The customer won't see anything. But if you really don't want that to be there, then you definitely want to convert your document to a PDF. And that's this choice right there. All right, so that was a nice, simple if statement, and that's a great one. Now, at this point, there's usually somebody who's going to say to themselves, you know what, but what? What if? What if I have a couple of conditions I want to check, and there's something I just really need to do? Again, see caveat above. Can you find a way to just do all that in Salesforce? But if not, yes, you can do multiple conditional checks in Microsoft Word. Let me start with showing you something we don't want you to do. We call this the DDT. DDT means don't do this. Just don't do this. And let me tell you why. What our customer has done here in the past is we've got two if statements. There's one here and there's another one that's actually hidden because they didn't use that format that I showed you earlier. So the only way we're going to know what's there is if I do Alt F9 and toggle the entire document open. Let's work up. Here's the one if statement we saw below, and this one's not bad. It's saying if the merge field is if this merge field has a spouse name greater than 0, that means if there is a spouse name, show and the spouse name. So we're saying Dear Ron and Susie, or Susan and Bob. It's pretty simple. If the merge field exists, then show me the other spouse name. Okay, that one's not bad. That's fine. That's fine. That's what we're showing you. This this is awful. This is going to hurt us. We're not really going to be able to support this. What has happened here is we have an if statement like we had before. We have our A. If A equals B, so if this marital status means is married, then show, oops, wait, what's that? Another if statement. Oh, that's crazy. So what they've done is they've nested another if statement inside of a condition. This, you can actually probably find a way to make this work. But this is really, really, really hard to unravel. And let's face it, you won't be in this particular position forever. Someone's going to come after you. So be kind. Do not do this. Instead, I want to show you a much cleaner way to do this. In order to do this, I decided we need to have a different kind of choice. Obviously, this is only a one-off. Is the threshold greater? Is it not? It's an either-or kind of answer. But a pick list is going to give me multiple choices, right? So I decided we would do our button based on the idea of terms and conditions. So I'm sending out my invoice, but I might be sending it to Australia, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, or the United States. And what this is going to do for us in the Word document is clear here when I bring it over. Here we go. What we do here is instead of trying to nest if statements inside of if statements inside of if statements, we just put our 5 conditions right next to each other. And when this merges, only the one that's relevant will appear. So here's our if terms and conditions for Australia. Here's the one for Italy. Here's the one for US. Here's UK, and here's Japan. So let's toggle this open. Look at what we're doing here. So we're really still doing just one condition. If my opportunity webinar, what we're doing today, terms and conditions statement equals Australia, then here's my double quotes. That's my A, that's my B, then do my C. My C is terms and conditions for the Aussies. Yay! Let's go ahead and toggle this one back closed. Let's say I'm doing Italy. We'll toggle that one open. So if my terms and conditions are Italy, show me Forza Italia. All right, let's see this happen live. So I have Australia checked. I'm going to go ahead and launch my button. I'm going to use a different button just because it looks nice. And we're going to grab this template that you just saw, going to convert it to PDF. And we should see terms and conditions for Australia. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! Terms and conditions for Australia. And notice the other terms and conditions are gone. You can't see anything else. There it went. It worked. It's perfectly fine. It's going to work every time. So now we're going to go through this again. And instead of using Australia, we're going to use the Italian terms and conditions. Go ahead and hit save. I'm going to launch my button again. Let me go ahead and refresh my screen too. And launch my button again. All right. Let's convert to PDF. And let's hit merge and download. All right, so if everything works great, we should see terms and conditions in green letters. There we are, Forza Italia. All right, so again, just to summarize what we just did, is we've taken a Word document and we've stacked our terms and conditions next to each other. Sorry, close that up. And you can see Australia, Italy, and some the additional ones. And then what that is going to do, it's going to respond to whatever we've picked in our pick list. These merge fields are being sent into the document, and we're only displaying the data that's relevant to us. All right, thank you for your time. I'd like to summarize. In summary, there are times when you need to refine your output, and using Microsoft Word's if statements really are the only solution, or maybe the best solution for you. Conga Composer can help you create better output by leveraging Microsoft Word's ability to use this if statement. And this will allow you to manage your document generation in a way that's highly customizable. All right, thank you for your time. So in summary, there are times when you need to refine your output, and using Microsoft Word's if statement functionality can be the perfect solution. Conga Composer can help you create better output by leveraging Microsoft Word's ability to use these if statements. And this will allow you to manage your document generation in a way that's highly customizable. Again, thank you for your time. I'd like to talk about some future resources for you. So you already saw the Congasphere page. So look at Congasphere, look at our webinar archive. Consider taking courses through Conga University. This is a great option and great resource for you. If you'd like some help right away on something, go ahead and send an email to support@congamerge.com. That email address is going to work for you, whether you're in Europe, Asia, or in the Americas. And again, thank you for your time.